Thomas Homan, Acting Director, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE, with us here today, I should say. And Mr. Director, good morning to you, and thank you for your time.
Good morning, sir.
California is a sanctuary state. How does that affect the job you do, sir?
It makes our job almost impossible. I mean, sanctuary cities is an attack on the very foundation of what this country is built upon, the foundation of laws. Sanctuary cities are accomplishing a lot of things, but none of them very good. First of all, it's enticing more people to come to this country illegally, to violate the laws of this country. It's bankrolling the very criminal organizations that smuggle these people into the country. That's a big sales pitch. Let me smuggle you into the United States, we'll get you to Los Angeles, and you'll be protected by local authorities. Bankrolling this very criminal organization that smuggle weapons and smuggle people that want to do bad things to this country. But the most important thing they do is they intentionally release public safety threats back in the community. That is a severe threat against public safety. It's a threat against my law enforcement officers. Rather than taking custody of a significant criminal in the safety and security and privacy of a county jail, we have to go knock on a door.
Wow.
I've got 52 names of dead officers on that memorial wall.
Wow.
We don't need one more.
Just so viewers understand, the policy is if you arrest someone, you notify the federal government, then you make a decision as to how to proceed with a man or woman after that. The governor of California disagrees with everything you just said. Jerry Brown made this statement. This bill does not prevent or prohibit Immigration and Customs Enforcement or the Department of Homeland Security from doing their own work in any way. Why is he wrong?
He ought to read his bill. The bill is clearly says, number one, local law enforcement cannot ask any immigration questions. They can't honor our detainers when we ask them to hold a significant criminal till we can come pick them up, to make sure he don't get released in the community. It also refuses to then even notify us when that person will be released so we can be there to take custody of them. It also limits our detention authority on states and local jurisdictions supplying us with beds, us buying detention beds from them, which means when I arrest those people, we're going to have to move them out of the state at great taxpayer expense. So I would suggest the governor read his bill.
Well, can you get around that?
Look, they can call themselves a sanctuary city. There is no sanctuary from federal law enforcement. We're going to enforce the law.
Under the Obama administration, it appeared their focus was to go after illegals with a criminal record. And critics of this administration have talked about an overreach and abuse, meaning you're going after any immigrants. To those critics, how would you respond, sir?
First of all, our end-of-the-year numbers being rolled up now, we still prioritize those criminal aliens. And our arrest of criminal aliens is far above what it was last year. But for those who enter this country illegally, they have committed a crime. Let's not forget that. We're enforcing the laws that Congress enacted. We prioritize those that are public safety threats and national security threats, but we took an oath to enforce the immigration laws of this country, and that's what we're doing. To enter this country illegally is a crime. We can't forget that. That's a message that's been lost in the last decade.
Well, MS-13 is a gang out of El Salvador. They grow in great numbers now here in the U.S., especially Long Island, New York, where, in fact, you are from, I do believe. You said this summer that our gang is bigger. What evidence do you have that MS-13 has been affected by your crackdown?
MS-13, they're active in over 40 states in this country based on our intelligence. Our gang is bigger than their gang. We got 120,000 federal law enforcement officers that's targeting MS-13. We're having a significant impact on MS-13. We're not looking just to arrest them and deport them to the United States and after they serve their time in prison. We're going to dismantle this organization. We're going to dismantle them at the command and control structure in El Salvador. We're working closely with our partners in El Salvador. We're going to take them in El Salvador. We're going to take them in the United States. We're going to arrest every member, any associate, any leader the gang has. We're going to dismantle this organization.
I have 15 seconds left. Maybe you get a DACA deal, maybe you don't. Maybe you get the wall, maybe you don't. Can you tell us how the wall would make your job better?
When we talk about sanctuary cities, they're suing the administration because they're afraid they're going to lose funding from DOJ. Sanctuary cities don't want to fund a border wall to keep illegal aliens out, but they want to fund sanctuary cities to keep illegal aliens in. That's backwards, in my opinion. The border wall is a good tool. It worked in San Diego. It worked in El Paso. It worked in Yuma. We've proven it worked. Why would we not want to do it?
The union that represents ICE officers, the same National ICE Council that endorsed President Donald Trump in the 2016 election. But now that group is upset that the Trump administration has been so slow to reverse the policies of the Obama years. a post on their website saying, quote, "While officers view the president's position on enforcement as courageous, the Trump administration has left all of the Obama managers and leadership in place. Tensions are on the rise between Trump's army of Obama holdovers." Here to react, we've got former ICE agent and Border Patrol officer David Ward joins us today, as you can see, from Channel 35, Fox 35 in Orlando. David, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So a number of ICE officials have said they feel like the president has betrayed them because so many people are leftovers from the Obama administration and nothing's changing.
I don't think President Obama's betrayed anyone at this point.
President
But what
Trump.
we do have is, sorry, President Trump. But what we do have is a period of time from January until April where we had an increase of 37% in our apprehensions over last year because we did have Trump and Kelly in charge of the Department of Homeland Security and Immigration Enforcement. But since Mr. Kelly went over to the White House, and now that we have an open borders Department of Homeland Security Secretary, we're back at square one again, as we did with the past 8 years.
So are you referring to Kristen Nielsen at the Department of Homeland Security? I know that she did not have, going into the job, much, if any, immigration or Border Patrol experience. She also supported Jeb Bush, didn't support President Trump, and she's made comments that she's against the wall.
Well, this is going to affect our agents out in the field, and if she imposes the policy that we had in the previous 8 years, you're going to see a mass exodus of Border Patrol agents and ICE agents leaving the agency because they are hired to do a job that Congress mandated, and we have these politicians, particularly these attorneys, taking over these agencies and not allowing these guys to do their jobs by imposing these policies that they just create out of thin air that don't even exist, like DACA. That was just a policy that was created by Obama that was not part of law.
David, I understand you're also concerned or leery, perhaps, of the man who's been nominated by President Trump as director of ICE, Thomas Homan. What are your concerns about him?
Well, again, he worked for the Obama administration as the director of enforcement and operations removal department. And of course, you know how that went with the removal of aliens. Now, this is not to say that Mr. Homan won't do his job. He's following orders from the Obama administration, and perhaps this time around, and he has come out and said he was strong on enforcement. So I'm encouraged by his opinion on that part. But again, we're looking at a new Department of Homeland Security secretary that is very similar to Jay Johnson and his opinions.
David, in listening to you the last couple of minutes, it sounds like you and many of your former colleagues at the Department of Homeland Security had high hopes, but now there doesn't seem to be much swamp draining because a lot of the people from the previous administration are going to have jobs in the new one.
Well, obviously, the Obama administration sycophants are still within the administration. They haven't been weeded out. The swamp has not been drained, and it's going to take a while to do it. And a lot of those folks are going to try and blockade Mr. Trump's immigration decisions. And now with this Homeland Security Secretary, I'm very dubious on what's going to happen with the Department of Homeland Security.
Well, we're all concerned. Let's see what happens. David Wade, Ward, that is to say, former ICE agent and Border Patrol officer. Sir, thank you very much for joining us today, and thanks for your service.
Okay, have a good day.